Baby, Gemini twin. Gemini is a twin, but does anybody else know that? Does Prater know? Is my question. You guys, welcome back to the channel. We're talking Dexter Resurrection, episode 6. Let's get into it. Get it, don't be timid when you ain't it, love upon it, give along, need it. My name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related, and I am here to put you on, okay? We are here again to talk Dexter Resurrection, episode 6, Cats and Mouse. Listen, this was another great episode. Again, they're outdoing themselves week over week over week. It's not my favorite of the season, but still a very, very strong episode, especially in the wake of TV at present. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's dive right into it. We know that last week, episode 5, Dexter had a conversation with Blessing's mother while Blessing was there, and she was basically saying she was ready. She's tired. You know, she doesn't want to be cooped up in a house when she goes. She wants to be free and all of the things, right? And Dexter said, this is the first time, man, I've met someone who embraced what was next versus the people I come in contact with are all afraid. And of course, Dexter, because when you have them, they're strapped to a table covered in saran wrap, right? But in this episode, we discover that Blessing's mother has passed just as she wanted. And my initial thought was, Dexter, did you help her on to be with the Lord? Did you help her on to glory, Dex? But he doesn't. He calls Harrison and is like, listen, son, have to cancel our plans. I've just been invited to a funeral. Is the hoodie okay to wear? Harrison says, no, I got you. I'm on my way. And not only does he come with an outfit for Dex, but also comes and says, listen, I'm going to be there and hold your hand. Funerals are hard. And I was like, oh, Harrison, I still don't like you, but that was very, very kind. We love the support. Meanwhile, Charlie's at Red's house and sees the moldy bread, the moldy avocados, and all of the things, and says, Red ain't here. Red don't live here. Prater calls Dex, and Dex is like, no, I'm not there. I ain't been there since our meeting because Charlie broke into my house and took my stuff. So, yeah, I've been MIA, dipped. And Prater's like, okay, I kind of understand that. Yeah. Because I said, how are we going to get out of this, sexy Dex? But we managed to. We're back at the funeral services. Harrison meets everybody. And of course they know about Harrison. And again, everyone's just so excited that they've been reunited. You know, Blessing's daughter, who is the acupuncturist, says, you know, how's the gunshot wound? Yes, Harrison, I know all about it. Your dad told me. And also, Harrison, what are you doing with your future? What are you doing? Are you going to college? What's next for you? And I think that's going to start Harrison on this path of self-discovery, because later in the episode, we do see him pick up an NYU packet. But when he sees the price, he literally kind of throws his future away. And I really wonder if that's going to be foreshadowing for the rest of this season. What is Harrison going to do next? We're at the wake and everyone's, you know, giving their well wishes, saying how they knew her. And apparently she collected cats. Blessing wouldn't let her have a real cat in the house, and so she had collected all of these cat figurines, and so everyone has to go up, you know, get a cat, pick a cat out and give, you know, some words about his mother. And of course Dexter picks the most awkward cat that he can and is like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? The food. Because that's kind of where he found himself when he was first invited over. She had cooked a huge spread and he was obsessed with her food. And he tries to even, you know, find some tears to cry. Dexter, please. Dexter trying to cry tickles me every single time. Harrison is now the perpetual babysitter. We know when his friend has to work, he's automatically going to be there, but finds out that we have black mold in the apartment and that the baby's been having greater asthma attacks. So, you know, don't put him in his room, put him in my room. And while he's babysitting that night, baby actually has a full asthmatic event. And after he gets him calmed down and reads him Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the landlord knocks on the door because she hasn't paid. She tells Harrison earlier, I sent an email saying I wasn't paying until they remediate the mold because I'm not. And so the guy comes a real ass, and Harrison's like, she's not paying anything until you get rid of the mold. I'm not doing that. So she's a bad mother and she's whatever. What are you, her boyfriend? Are you living here? No, dude, no. Next thing we know, we see a fork go into this man's eye at the hand of Harrison. But it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Harrison was just imagining it, but he did not act on it. I'm really interested in his impulse control and what that's going to look like, because later in the episode, we do see him talking to his dad about it. And he's like, no, you're like your aunt, you know. You resisted the urge, right? The urge was there, but you resisted it, and that's a good thing. We just have to kind of work on that, and I'm going to help you, yada, yada, yada. We'll see how that goes. I think Harrison is going to commit unaliving again this season. I just don't know in what capacity, but the build up for him becomes so strong, and then like the visioning of it before he actually does it is typically his modus operandi, right? I'm gonna picture me doing it, and then I'm actually gonna do it. I think he kind of let cooler heads prevail in this situation, so I will be very interested to see if he can keep calm, or if we have a mix of emotion, what that's going to look like. I think it's gonna be a matter of immediate danger. That's going to be his determining factor, but you guys drop it in the comments and let me know what you think. Wallace is, you know, they're talking to Lady Vengeance's almost would-be victim, right? And she's explaining everything, and I'm like, sir, okay, let's get this over with. And of course, before the interview can conclude, he tells Wallace that she said, oh, you're going to be my first victim in New York. So now automatically, what is that going to do? It's going to reopen our other case. Shortly after that, Batista makes his way there and tells the whole sordid story about the Bay Harbor butcher and how he believes that that's Dexter, and how Harrison is Dexter's son and taught him when I heard the 9 pieces, I knew it was him. And of course, this is just cementing Wallace's theory that Harrison is the unaliver all along, thinking he was being noble and doing a mission. Batista then asks, can I ride along? My thing is, you're retired. You're not even in the force anymore, Batista. Go on an island somewhere and relax before I have to take you out. And so he gets permission to ride along, and later they'll go and see Lady Vengeance. Meanwhile, back on the ranch, Dexter gets a call from Prater, and we're having a meeting of the unalivers. Come onto the house. Some crazy stuff is happening. We can't find Lowell, and Lady Vengeance has been arrested for murder. Immediately, Gemini, Gareth, enters, and we really meet him for the narcissist that he is. Very self-obsessed, very, very, you know, just in awe of himself, and basically saying no women should have been allowed in the group. She's a liability. She needs to be taken out. And, you know, he really doesn't care about Lowell. He's really just concerned about his own infamy, right? And being number one. And so Dexter immediately is like, you're next on my list, buddy. You are next on my list. I can't wait until we get to Modern Family, because I know he's probably going to be the worst of the worst. Very interested to get there. And so now that he's on Gareth's radar, he's following him around. He goes to the library, and it's a book on serial unalivers, and he finds Gareth's tag in there and pulls it. Well, next thing we know, later that night, Gareth is in his apartment, not Red's apartment, but Dexter's apartment. And I'm like, oh, holy hell. Right. And so Dexter lays on this line, you know, I'm just such a fan. You're the greatest. You're the best. You're all of these things, XYZ. Next thing we know, Gareth is in the cellophane. And yeah, who's the best now? I'm the baddest. Unalives him while we have a whole party going on upstairs. Just insanity. Before that happened, though, he had helped Blessing's son with the icing, and Blessing went and spazzed out. So as soon as we get this job done downstairs, Blessing's knocking on the door because he wants to apologize for his behavior, and he's got a headache. Dexter throws the body in the bathroom behind the shower curtain in the tub, right? And Blessing's like, you know, I just wanted to apologize. Dexter's like, that's fine. Do you have any Tylenol, Advil? He's like, yeah, it's in the bathroom. Oh, let me go get it out of the medicine cabinet. Too late. Blessing's already in there and notices the shower curtain. And I said, listen, what you're not going to do is kill these good black folks, Dexter. I can't abide it. But that didn't happen. Of course, Dexter always gets away with it. And now Gareth's gone, right? Or so we think. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Batista, Wallace make it to the jail, and we find that Lady V is no more. Mia is a goner. Dead as a doornail. Charlie done paid the degenerate gambler guard to take her out. So she's not a problem anymore, but still back to the drawing board because I need evidence on Harrison. But I mean, again, it feels open shut, but we'll see. Wallace is a dog with a bone, so I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. So now Prater has a surprise for the unalivers. Meet me here at this time. Bring your trophies and bring your weapons. tools, she said. And so we're on the little jet or plane or helicopter, whatever it is. And he's thinking, okay, well, it's just a couple of us left now, so let's go. Until Gemini pops up, and he's like, oh, F. Dexter is like, what in the world? Gemini would be a twin. But my thing is, how much does he know? We're this close to it being revealed that he's the Bay Harbor Butcher by someone. And now, were the brothers close? Does he know everything? Does he know the status of his brother? Or do they often just switch and trade? Very, very curious to know how this is going to shape up, you guys. Again, another great episode. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you thought of it. Is it improving week over week? Or do you feel like it's stale? Are you still into it as much as you were in the first episode? Let me know. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all of the things, y'all. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.